Okay, I have a question for whoever maybe can answer it. Basically, what I am curious about is when a central bank um, decides to print money, how does that process work? Number one, I would assume that when they print money, that dilutes everybody else's money, and I guess would be the central cause of inflation. Um, Also, when they print money, who gets the right to have that money? It seems as though some entity has um, instantly just generated cash for themselves uh, and not really earned it. In the case of the United States, we would say this would be the Federal Reserve. And the Federal Reserve is a private institution owned by major private banking interests. So why do they get to just give themselves money? And the Federal Reserve lends this money to banks and to the government, for example, which is the people, us, at the prime interest rate or something like that. So what gives them the right, and what do they do with that money? I know the Federal Reserve is supposed to be a not-for-profit or something like that, but if somebody could help me understand that process. I also quickly looked up the central bank in Canada, and it's on Wikipedia. It says that the central bank only prints 5% of the currency, and the rest of the 95% of the currency is printed by specific banks like the Bank of Montreal, etc. So my question first is, how do we know how much money is getting printed? Who controls that? And do they automatically just get this money for free? Does the Bank of Montreal just print its own money and then lend it out? Seems like not a very fair scenario. So if anybody could highlight how this process works, and maybe if they could point to resources where we can actually find out who is printing how much money and when, and also maybe about how that decision gets made, that would be very fascinating for me to know. Thank you.